So, Gizmodo says a holiday movie season feels, without Star Wars, just feels weird, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't feel weird to me, because all Disney does is milk Star Wars. It doesn't feel weird to me, because that's all Disney does in the holiday season. That's the biggest movie of the year. They do it because they know there'll be 2 weeks off that they can make a lot of money off of it, and that's why they do it. But here's the article. Something feels different, doesn't it? A local movie theater is missing a kind of general excitement, even though there's like 4 to 5 big budget movies coming out in place of Star Wars. There's more options. Like last year, there was The Last Jedi and Jumanji as big budget, and The Greatest Showman. There are only 3 movies. This year we have Mortal Engines, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mary Poppins Returns, Aquaman, and I don't think anything else. There's 4 movies, and there was only like 2. There was only like Star Wars, or even if there was no other movies to compete with Star Wars. But now the holiday season is a bit more competitive without Star Wars making up the massive amount of money that there is. Now, this last Rogue One did not break those records, but who's the new Star Wars movie would cash would be a colossal success. It made $100 billion worldwide, and ended up being the top grossing film of the year. Not really worldwide. It was still Captain America: Civil War, and The Last Jedi. That was the worst. It's still way worse than The Force Awakens, and it still ended up as the highest grossing movie of the year, which I don't know why. Probably because summer was a very disappointing season for movies last year. If you know the summer of last year, movies were just underperforming left and right. The numbers are not that big. Aren't just big, but they're legendary. They're kind of a source for that sift-through conversation. Even though there's 4 other movies you can see at this time, including The Grinch and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Because you have more engines, you have Spider-Man the Spider-Verse, Deadpool 2 releasing, Aquaman, Mary Poppins Return, and Bumblebee. That's more variety than the Star Wars and some other movie that some other company releases, and some other movies releasing a week afterwards. There's more variety this year than last year. Last year there was just Star Wars and Jumanji and The Greatest Showman, which didn't really do well over the holiday season, but made a lot of money over the long term. It made $186 million despite opening on an $8 million opening. And Disney will also have Avatar sequel, which, yes, they're still going on saying they're going to release an Avatar sequel. Yeah, I bet it's gonna bomb too. It will probably bomb because Avatar is like 9 years old, and I don't think people will gonna want to see a sequel to a movie that 10 years into the making, they're finally making an Avatar #2. And it isn't really weird to me, but it is not really weird, as there's more variety this year in terms of movies and styles of movies than last year. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And goodbye.